coming up over the next half hour. All the exciting highlights from last weekend's racing out at Louisville Speedway. And believe me, as we head toward the crowning of the new season champions at the nation's finest short track, the action is at a fever pitch. You're going to see the highlights here in just a moment.
Louisville Motor Speedway was a 3/8 of a mile short track located and operated in Louisville, Kentucky. The track officially opened in 1987, but prior to its opening, a road racing circuit existed on the land dating back to 1957. The track hosted your typical weekly events during its first season, with several classes of stock cars racing there weekly on Friday and Saturday nights. They would run these weekly races for their entire existence. On Friday nights, you not only had a sportsman division, but the famous figure 8 course. Saturday nights usually consisted of street stocks, mini trucks, and late models. The community was supporting the track so much to the point that a local Louisville news channel had to start covering the races. WKPC Channel 15 used to host a weekly review show. The track was starting to make a name for itself, and NASCAR took notice. In the summer of 1988, the NASCAR Busch Series would race on the track for the very first time. The series ran 2 races there from 1988 to 89, both won by 2 different Tommies, Tommy Ellis and Tommy Houston. Unfortunately, no footage of both of those races exists, and that would be the only time the NASCAR Busch Series would ever race there, as well as one of NASCAR's series racing on the original layout. In 1993, a larger track was added. The new layout attracted NASCAR to once again make another attempt to establish themselves in the Louisville market. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series was set to debut in 1995, and the sanctioning body figured that this track was the perfect one for the series.
Now, a new Louisville sports attraction, Craftsman NASCAR Super Trucks. Side by side, hoping to dodge the pitfalls. Get it right, you blow through traffic like everyone's favorite 5 o'clock fantasy. Get it wrong, they'll need a fleet of wreckers to haul away the Hawks. It's the Ford Credit 200, race 8 of the Craftsman Super Truck Championship at Louisville Motor Speedway. Beautiful evening for racing here at Louisville. Love this twilight deal. Leaves a lot more time after the race for the party. Benny?
I'm telling you, this is down the backstretch. It's a .438 mile D-shaped oval. Asphalt, 12 degrees in the turn straightaway, or 6 degrees. Green flags out.
And they get right at it as they jump off into turn number 1. Sprague will take the lead with Butler challenging him. And you'll begin to get a feel for this racetrack. It's not quite a rectangle. It's not an oval, certainly. It feels like it's almost round. You watch them on the first lap. They're turning all the time.
Oh, we got John Nemechek's fun coming up the 4th corners. And he's down to the inside in the grass. Gets the thing going again, and no caution yet.
Along with the amazing racing, the first lap spin indicated that from time to time, the races held there would turn into a bit of a wreckfest. All 5 races had double-digit cautions, averaging out to just under 12 per race. The combination of amazing short track racing along with the mini wreckfest that took place made it extremely popular for fans. Louisville Motor Speedway was without a doubt one of the best tracks on the Truck Series schedule during the 90s. The track also hosted the NASCAR Southeast Series for 7 years, along with the ARCA Racing Series, as well as the ASA National Tour and USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. They were also unique in hosting outside-the-box events, such as the Renegades TNT Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge, where they ran from 1988 to 1990, as well as the United States Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsport that was also hosted in 92 and 93. 14 concerts were also held there, with most of the sets being country music. Some of the best country music stars of the 1990s, such as Brooks and Dunn, Garth Brooks, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Toby Keith performed there. But with all of the spectacular racing and events that took place at the short track, in the end, it didn't seem to matter. While the track helped the area become a popular racing scene, pretty soon they had other ambitions. An investor by the name of Jerry Carroll announced on January 8, 1998, that him and 4 other investors were going to build a $153 million racing facility. Ground officially broke on July 18, 1998, and by November of 1999, it would be announced that the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series was coming to race at the new facility beginning in 2000. This facility is now known today as Kentucky Speedway.
From the mountains of Pocono, Pennsylvania, we come to northern Kentucky and the nation's newest super speedway, Kentucky Speedway in Sparta. And this place will be filled with race fans from throughout the Midwest, doing what we most love to do, go racing on a Saturday night.
With NASCAR at its peak stage, it made sense for the market to try and get a Cup Series date. This track was viewed as a major plus at the time, but unfortunately, as we now know today, it would turn out to become a colossal failure. For more information on how that happened, I'll leave the link to NFJJ's video down in the description below. Basically, once this track opened, it marked the beginning of the end for Louisville Motor Speedway. The ASA, Pro Cup, and Southeast Series continued to race there from 2000 to 2001, but obviously couldn't attract the same crowds. Even attendance for local racing was beginning to dwindle. It became apparent right after Kentucky Speedway's opening. You could say the facility was a victim of its own success in a way, helping build up the Louisville market's racing scene, attracting NASCAR 2 different times, only to be replaced by a track that years later isn't on the NASCAR schedule anymore. Whether it was worth it or not, I'll let you decide. But in the end, Louisville Motor Speedway was not going to survive. They hosted their last race in 2001 and closed shortly thereafter. By 2003, the track would be demolished entirely. Today, the land is now occupied by an industrial park. The legacy of Louisville Motor Speedway is complicated. On one hand, it was an amazing short track that boosted the market's racing scene so much to the point that NASCAR began to take notice. And once they did, on the other hand, the track became victims of its own success. Investors and locals wanted to bring a Cup Series race to the area so bad that they sacrificed the very track that helped get them there in the first place. Short tracks across the country close down and get demolished for a multitude of reasons, but if one of those were because Kentucky Speedway was built, I'd have to feel some type of way if I grew up watching racing in that area. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.